Welcome back. We've got Eliza here, so I don't have to talk and do Pilates at the same time. We're going to talk about Clam today, which is technically not part of the classical repertoire of Pilates, but I find it a great contemporary teaching aid in order to teach balance between external and internal rotators, your abductors versus your adductors. So you also see this exercise done a lot in physical therapy for hip rehab and sacral stability. So to start, you want your knees forward and you want your knees bent, but crucial, your feet should be in line with your pelvis. You don't want your feet forward out here. So you are in line, feet, pelvis, ribs, your head can be on down. If you want help finding this line, sit back against a wall or lie back against a wall, and you should have ribs, pelvis, feet touching the wall. Next key point of the whole thing, your low back should stay stabilized from the ab work as well as the work of that top arm. Press it down, let it help give a sense that the whole top side of the body is lifted. You're not collapsing down on the side underneath of you. Thank you. This is so much better with Eliza here. So, you're isolating external rotators, which are deep, deep, deep gluteal muscles. Their job is to rotate the thigh bone away from center. Keeping the foot down, lifting the knee should be an action of those deep six rotators. However, if she throws from her low back and goes way over here, that's bypassing that entire muscle group. On the way down, adductors, inner thighs, squeeze, and pull all of the work out of the outer hip and out of the back of the pelvis. 8 to 10 of those, just lifting and keeping the foot down and pressing it down, squeeze. The bottom leg keeps activated so that the bottom pelvis isn't rocking around on the mat either. You should feel this all across the back of the pelvis of the top leg that's moving and out through the outer hip. So that is what I call clam. Then I like to talk about the dirty clam, which uses both external and internal rotation. A lifting of the knee, external rotation. A lifting of the foot, rotating inwardly to parallel. And then back to external, foot comes down, knee comes down, inner thigh squeeze. And the knee lifts, external rotation, foot lifts, turning inward, and if you wanted, you could go even more inward to really get those inner thighs, but then remember where parallel is to that external rotation, and then down. That's what I like to call the dirty clam. Then there's the dirtiest clam you ever did meet. If you lift, rotate inward, in parallel, stretch the lower leg forward, staying knee on top of knee, making all of the outer hip work, and reach out, reach out, reach out. Bend the knee, rotate externally to put the foot down, and then the knee comes down, and one more, rotate, lift, stabilizing pelvis, low back, inwardly to parallel, stretching forward, knee staying on top of bottom knee, bending, rotating, and again, that bottom leg keeps stability, and down. Then there's the dancer's delight. Rotate externally. Keep the external rotation. Present the lower leg forward in that external rotation. Is she making a face yet? Because I feel like she's making a face. And then bend the knee. And then stretch out. You could call this a développé, dancers. And then, if you're non-dancers, you just call it ouch. And reach, yes, and bend, and put the knee down. One other little pointer is to not do too much in the foot. She's a dancer, she can flex, she can point, but don't grip in the ankle. If you grip in the ankle, your hip's not going to feel the weight of your lower leg. Also a great one is a lifting in parallel, a stretching it out in parallel, and then a bending of the knee, engaging hamstring to open and lengthen out the front of the quad, stretch it back out. And when you do this, you should feel the hamstring pull, yup, and stretch out through the front. Good. And then bend and rotate foot down and set it down. Any of these variations are a great way to introduce the work of side kicks, which is a classical mat exercise that really, really, really burns up everything around your hips, inner thighs, outer hips, back of your legs. We're done there.
That's really hard.